Hi everyone, I'm Caroline and I really like Christmas. I mean, what's not to love? You've got all the great Christmas decorations, the gifts, the delicious food, and not to mention all the uncomfortable family dynamics we all have to navigate as we get older. But one of the things I thoroughly enjoy are all the Christmas films that come out around this time of year. And today I wanted to rank all the characters from one of those classic films, Love Actually. So today we're going to rank all these characters on a tier list. Beginning at the lowest tier list from actual dog shit all the way up to God's perfect creatures. First we're starting off with Rowan Atkinson's character.
Would you like it gift wrapped?
Yes, Rowan.
I don't even know if this character has a name in the film. He's just there to provide the best service possible he can. He takes pride in his craft of the beautiful gift wrapping that he does. However, I will say, he isn't listening to the customer when the customer's like, can you hurry up please? So perhaps we're just gonna give him a good ranking. He's good, not problematic, would love a spin-off of more of his life, like a short film. Let's put him on the good tier.
Lovely.
Next we have the little kid. I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with remembering names of characters. So this kid's little love story is that there's this popular girl that he really loves and he doesn't think she knows who he is, so he decides to practice and join the school band so he can be around her and maybe they get to know each other. And then at the end there's this dramatic scene where he runs through the airport, and if that happened these days, more tragic results would happen if a kid just ran through airport security. I love this story. I think it's very sweet. I'm gonna give it a God's perfect creature. What's not lot to love about him? There's nothing like negative about this kid. God's perfect creature. Oh my goodness, Emma Thompson's character. I think for very good reasons, this love relationship is the film. It's maybe one of the most iconic because she has the most heartbreaking scene that I think we all know and love when she realizes that her husband of many years has not bought a necklace for her, meaning he's bought it for somebody else, and she goes and cries and then she has to pretend everything's okay for the children's sake. It's just so heartbreaking. She's the God's perfect creature. She deserves better. Alan Rickman's character was terrible to her, and the saddest part about this is that they still stay together at the end of the film. Anyways, I think she's God's perfect creature. She deserved far better. Oh, next we have her. She doesn't even, what a terrible woman. She's actual dog shit. She knows he's married and she continuously goes after him. Continuously. We're not even spending more time on her. Next. Oh, Alan Rickman's character. You again are actual dog shit. Alan Rickman, may he rest in peace, love. The character, dog shit. You're telling me you're willing to give up your marriage, you're willing to destroy your family, give trauma to your children through trust issues because a hot secretary, I don't know what the girl's job is, because someone hot is like, oh hi, and you're choosing lust over love? Like, use your brain, man.
A classic fool.
Oh, Hugh Jackman's character! Okay, most iconic dance scene.
Yeah.
Did I say Hugh Jackman? It's Hugh Grant. Here's the thing. He's the Prime Minister and he falls in love with someone in his staff. She seems to reciprocate these feelings. However, there is a power imbalance. Is he telling HR about this relationship? Look, I'm gonna say problematic fave because I feel like the person he falls in love with loves him back and she's interested in him and she doesn't feel pressured to be with him, but I feel like it's still a little bit problematic, so I'm gonna give him a problematic fave. And let's go to the next one, which is, oh, Colin Firth's character. So he gets cheated on at the beginning. Terrible. He goes to write his book, he meets Aurelia. They don't speak the same language, but they start to fall in love. They both go away, learn each other's language, and meet up and confess each other's love. They build a friendship first, and then allow their love to grow. I have nothing negative to say to this beautiful man. God's perfect creature. Oh. When I see this actor, I just think The Hobbit. So he's like an actor filming adult, I don't know if it's a movie or a TV show, but he's filming some adult scenes with a woman. They're filming very intimate scenes, but they start developing a friendship and they can really chat, and he starts falling for her, she starts falling for him, but they're very shy in reality. I think the screenwriters did a really well job of writing this very extreme of like, they know each other in this adult setting, but in real life they're quite shy, and I think it's very cute. Again, God's perfect creature. Nothing negative to say about him. He's adorable. Next. Oh, this guy. I love him. I feel like his character is just there to kind of take the piss out of pop artists in a very cheeky way, and I just think it's really funny. I think one of my favorite lines of his, like, don't do drugs, kids.
Become a pop star and they give you them for free.
Don't do drugs, kids. I don't do drugs, don't do drugs. But as from afar, I can observe the humor of that, you know? He's a problematic fave though, because the way he treats his manager, is not very nice. He treats his manager quite poorly. So, you're problematic fave. Next. Okay, I was gonna say who, but I do know who she is. I'm gonna put her on the good because there's nothing bad about her, but she's not like the perfect creature because I don't explore much of her story through Love Actually, so we're just putting her as good. Editing Caroline here, so I've decided to move these two down to the who category. I just don't care enough about their story to keep them on the good tier. I'm sorry. Next. Oh, this guy. So he is marrying Keira Knightley's character, and you don't really see much else about him apart from when she answers the door for Christmas carolers and he's like, tell him to sod off. So, you know, I'm not loving him that he said that about Christmas carolers because they're just trying to spread their joy. See, he's not on the same level as the good though, because I just don't really care much about him. And so I'm gonna have to actually move him down to the who category as well. I know about him, I just don't really care. All right, the manager. Oh, bless his little soul. He's good. He is stuck with his artist through good times and bad times. He supports him. He gets him gigs on radio shows, on TV shows. He even tries to be a friend. He's a good one. I like him. Next, Laura Linney's character. Absolutely no question. She's God's perfect creatures. So it turns out I do actually have a question and I would like to change her to the good category. I just think she needs to work on her boundaries a little bit better. She's still awesome. I would just like to move her to the good category. I feel like I haven't seen too many films that kind of take on this sort of relationship that she has. I'm just talking about now with her brother. It's really heartbreaking and so well executed. So it seems like she's the only person now in her brother's life who can look and care for him. Her brother seems to be in some sort of care home. I don't know the specifics. And she checks up on him, answers his call whenever he needs her, to the point where it affects her life, it appears, to perhaps an extreme, because she feels this sense of loyalty to her brother and she deserves love, but not with him. Carl. He's problematic. Now let me explain. Carl is problematic because he seems to be aware that Laura Linney's character has loved him or liked him for so many years, okay? They finally end up breaking the ice. He goes to her place. They start having their sexy time, and then her brother's phone calls interrupt the moment. Now here's the thing. I can see both sides saying, okay, but shouldn't she set boundaries with her brother and be like, hey, I'll call you back in 5 or whatever. But you could also say, shouldn't Carl be a bit more understanding and not just blow her off after that night if he in fact did want a relationship? Because if he wanted a relationship, he'd be like, not phased that night didn't work out. He would say, let's go out to coffee, let's go to lunch, let's talk about it. I want to get to know your circumstances and let's see if we can find a way to accommodate this. But no, they never see each other again. In my head, he didn't actually want to be with her. He just wanted to sleep with her, knowing well that she wanted love. Next, Keira Knightley's character. I'm gonna give her good. I think we may move her in a minute. Let's think. Good. So she's married. Her husband's best friend loves her. She has absolutely no idea. He thinks he hates her because he treats her poorly because he's trying to like not let everyone know he loves her and protect himself. Despite this, she is lovely and kind and tries to include him and actually brings up the conversation to him like, hey, you are my husband's best friend. How do we make this work? Why do you hate me? Like, let's do this. She brings this up, which would have been a very difficult conversation to bring up. And then he kind of gets all weird and is like, yeah, she realizes he loves her, not hates her. And then there's the classic scene where he goes to her door with the carolers and she lets him have that moment. And then as he leaves, she goes and kisses him. Like, clearly they both wouldn't have told her husband that that happened. And I feel like there's a little bit of going on there. So she's not a perfect creature, but I think she did the best that she thought she could in that circumstance. We're giving her a good. Oh, next we have her. So she and the Hobbit guy are filming the adult scene together, and she's the one that makes the move. And I love that she just did it. And she's like, all I want for Christmas is you. And I just think it's so corny and sweet. She's perfect. Bam. Liam Neeson's character. His wife has just died. He's grieving. His son, he thinks, is depressed because of his mum has died. Which probably, of course, is an element which the movie never addresses super much. But then the son's like, oh no, I'm heartbroken because the girl at school doesn't love me. And he's like, okay. And he handles that actually very beautifully. He encourages his son to kind of go after that love. He gets his son to watch Titanic, one of the best films of all time. I will forever say that. And he like supports his son to go and run into the airport, which is illegal and dangerous. So, you know, but like it was all for love. You know what? He's perfect. Bam. We don't need to discuss it further. Perfect. The discussion will actually continue, and I would like to shift him down to the good tier just because I think encouraging your son to do that through the airport is a little bit dangerous. Love him, but we'll move him down to the good tier. Next. I'm gonna say who. I know who she is. She like has maybe 2 lines in the film and she meets Liam Neeson's character. I'm gonna give her a who just because I don't care about her story. Sorry, next. This guy, the best friend, okay. He's a problematic fave, for sure. He's a problematic fave. So, picture this. You have a best friend. Your best friend then meets a woman, falls in love and marries her. You start having feelings for her, and so you become an asshole to her. You can't tell his best friend that he likes the girl you're dating, but he can't just ditch hanging out with his bro. He was in a tricky situation. I'm gonna say problematic fave, because then how he came to the door and did the whole Merry Christmas thing, that's very romantic and sweet, and I think his friend would have had an issue with that. But I understand why he did it. So he's a favorite, but he's problematic. Next we have Aurelia. She's perfect. I think it's so sweet that she went and learnt English for him, even though she had no idea they were ever gonna meet again. She's perfect. Bam. Oh, her. I like her. Oh, I'm just having moments right now of remembering that Hugh Grant's character fired her because he thought she was getting with the other president. See, that was of him. I just need to acknowledge that. Not cool, man. So she works for the Prime Minister. She then starts like having feelings for the Prime Minister. He starts having feelings for her. She has an asshole president make a move on her. She doesn't know what to do and she gets fired. That was not her fault at all. She did nothing wrong. And then she gives Hugh Grant a chance again. And then she invites him to her younger brother's Christmas pageant thing. She's sweet. She's perfect. She did nothing wrong. Nothing wrong with her. I like her. Oh, it's Joanna. So she's like the popular cool girl who's very incredibly talented. Sings All I Want for Christmas insanely well for like what, a 10-year-old? Like it's like depressively good. She's talented, she's sweet, perfect. Oh, next we have, don't even need to think, actual dog shit. You are the president. You fly over to England to visit the Prime Minister's lot. You hit on the staff there who are like feel frightened because there's a power imbalance. It's such a weirdly good commentary on like a Monica Lewinsky situation, because how the world turned on Monica Lewinsky and not Bill Clinton is, in hindsight, wild to me. But he's dog shit. He's shit. I don't like him. Ugh. Next we have Colin. Colin. Look, he's a problematic fave. I love him, but he's a problematic fave because all he wants look, he knows what he wants. He wants to go to America because he thinks all the hot girls are gonna find him hot because of his accent. He goes there, it turns out to be true. He's not perfect, but is he problematic? Yeah, I'm gonna say he's problematic because I think he tends to view women as objects more as people, and I'm not gonna say that's like a great thing, so let's make him a problematic fave. that is my Love Actually character ranking. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you agree or disagree. Of course, this whole channel is just meant to be Christmas fun where we can all geek out about Christmas things and try and make it a joyful time for us. And I look forward to watching some of the Netflix films that are coming out, especially the Lindsay Lohan one. I'm just so excited for it. Please let me know if there are other Christmassy films or Christmas decorations you want me to react to. I'm so here for it. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this, please consider subscribing and liking and sharing, and I can't wait for the next video. Okay, bye.